Every time you watch a situation and then you draw a conclusion, please and please, I beg you, watch the context of the conversation very carefully. Okay, otherwise you take a very intelligent statement and make a blunder of your life, right? Because a lot of time, one of the things that we do is that we're very quick to cherry pick, isolate, right, and use them on another situation without looking if they are off the same context. Take note of the word, if they are off the same context. I'll give you a good example. For example, the scripture says, he that walketh with the wise shall be wise. A companion of fools shall be destroyed. So that way you say, okay, well, we don't keep companions of fools. But look at the point. How do you win souls for Christ? Some of the people you're going to be winning might be fools. So how do you win them? You see, so when it talks about he that walketh with the wise shall be wise, a companion of fools shall be ruined, he was talking about the company, the friends that you keep. Okay, the friends that you keep. So if you keep foolish people, you will certainly be foolish, right? That does not mean that you cut off from foolish people. It just means that they should not be your company. They should not be your friends, because the fact that whoever we continue to talk with, see, and interact with, they leave their deposit in us. Okay. So when the scripture says, be ye separate, right? How will you win those people you want to be separated from? Of course, it says, what fellowship has light to do with darkness? What communion has righteousness to do with unrighteousness? And now says, be ye separate. Okay. The point is, but Jesus, who, should be the embodiment of scriptures, we saw him with publican, but the scripture says, be ye separate. Now, the question is, when Jesus was seen with publican, he was not seen allowing them to influence him or bring in their wrong to his right. Rather, right, he was the one supplying in the conversation. So watch this. Be ye separate means not to be in fellowship, not to be in companionship with a certain people. It doesn't mean that you cannot interact with. So a lot of time, if you are going to be interacting with darkness, make sure you are the one in charge of the conversation. If you are going to be interacting with what is not of light, okay, make sure you're the one in charge of the conversation. So you see how critical learning can be. So be careful how you just pick a statement without understanding the context of conversation, and then you draw conclusion with it in another context. You will mislead yourself. Okay, so don't be in a hurry to make a statement. When people quote a very interesting statement, make sure that you look at them very carefully, right, before you conclude with them in your own matter, right? Because a good thing in another situation is a bad thing in your situation. Okay, a good thing in a context different from your context could be a bad thing in your own particular context. So you must hold context very seriously in every listening. Does this pass in my own case? Look at all the data, look at all the variables carefully. If they don't pass in your case and you draw such conclusions, then you would have misled yourself. And the painful part about it is you'll be arguing that you know what you're saying. You'll be arguing that you know what you're quoting, because it really makes sense, or it made sense and you picked it. So every time that you hear or you read or you observe and you're drawing conclusions, ensure that you ask questions, ensure that you investigate them if they pass correctly in the context to which you want to use them, so you don't use a good thing to mislead your life or to mislead someone else. This is very important. That's why you see a lot of time when people are arguing scriptures or coming to fight to defend, right, they could bring some brilliant argument, okay, some brilliant case expression, but a lot of time the people who are smart are very quick to look at them very carefully in context and to be able to know if this makes sense or if it doesn't make sense, right? To refuse to draw conclusions, okay, that does not follow contextually, right? Ensure that they follow for your own context before you can apply them for your context. I hope this blessed you. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.